I'm here with our state representative from the 17th District. This is Paul Harris. Paul, we're going to talk about high-speed bus.
High-speed buses.
And also known as bus rapid transit.
Bus rapid transit probably is a new analogy. So if I use the wrong terminology, BRT, okay. Dave, I attended a neighborhood association meeting, and I'm trying to remember if it was either at Furcrest or it was, and I just wanted, it was C-Tran was making their presentation, was going to talk about the future of light rail and of rapid bus transit and a variety of things, and I was just interested, so I just showed up and listened to the presentation.
Just one of the people in the neighborhood association.
One of the good old guys in the neighborhood that was concerned, and I really was. I wanted to know what the, and what I walked out of it, one of the most interesting phenomenons in there was that, so I looked at the whole program, and basically we had light rail established and running, and we still had rapid bus transit servicing downtown Portland from the downtown core area where the rapid bus transit is now. And I said, well, wait a second.
In other words, after they build
we have light rail.
They build light rail, they're still going to have a parallel duplicate redundant system called high-speed bus or bus rapid transit, in addition to light rail. They both cross into the river.
They're both crossing the river, and actually
two things that do the same job.
Two things that do the same job.
That's what they were presenting.
Yeah, they presented, and I thought it was a mistake. So I said, so I raised my hand and just said, oh, wait a second. Now, you have light rail, and you've got high-speed bus transit. I would assume that once you get light rail established and running well, and get all the kinks out, those buses are going to go away.
Reasonable assumption. I would think the same thing.
And they said no. And I said, well, why not? They said, well, Paul, that's our most profitable bus run. Those are the fullest buses we have, and they're fast. And I said, well, what do you mean they're fast? I said, well, we can get you faster to downtown Portland on a high-speed bus than we can on light rail. And in fact, we can. I believe I believe this said they can move more people faster, which I guess makes sense if you can get there faster. So you can move more people faster to downtown Portland on a high-speed bus than you can on light rail. And I said, so why are we? See, to me, the purpose behind light rail was moving commuters, especially those people that are working during those peak hours, to get them to downtown Portland or to their work destinations fast. And
reasonable.
That's not really the scenario, though, David. The scenario was, what they told me was, no, high-speed buses are faster, it's our most profitable run, and we're not going to give that up. So we're going to be running light rail, what I call light trolleys, and it's just going to click down, and it's going to stop at all the stops at between 6 and 8 in the morning, and there's not going to be many riders from Vancouver. They're going to be on that high-speed bus getting to downtown Portland lickety-split. Okay,
well, I'm a practical problem-solving guy. I look at the most bang for the buck, and I would think that if you're going to you're going to get people from this point over to point A to point B, that you're going to end up with how much does it cost to do that? Versus, so here you got bus rapid transit versus high-speed rail or light rail. One costs billions of dollars.
$1 billion. Just infrastructure, let alone the loss in operational costs.
Yeah, you need to be able to drive your car, park in a big parking structure, buy your ticket, get on, wait for it to get on, go across there, and then switch to another bus or something. And that whole process, people are trying to get to work, I assume. You're trying to get commuters. They have a schedule to keep.
They do.
And I would think that if you got a way that's already solving the problem, why would you go through the $1 billion expense to do that? How much does it cost to add another bus line? Run a bus.
A bus and a driver, I would assume.
Okay, and a bus costs
and it's pretty flexible.
$5 million for a bus or something compared to $1 billion?
Whatever. Yeah, got to be less.
Okay.
And you have flexibility with that bus, and if it breaks down, you just grab another bus and you go. It's not like, like a light rail you're stuck on a track, and if it busts down, your whole system is shut down. So, yeah, it really, I was just, honestly, I just had always assumed that those commuters going to work in Portland would be on light rail, but they're not. From Vancouver, they're going to continue to run the high-speed buses.
Well, that's news to me. I will ask Jeff Ham.
You asked Jeff Ham. I want to make sure now that I will admit that was about 6 months ago that I attended that meeting. But he was adamant that they were not going to give up those, that those were cost-effective bus runs that were full and they were fast. And I was just really taken back by that, and it really, once again, I got to be honest with you, tells me that this light rail project, I'm trying to figure out why we're doing this.
What's the justification?
What's
the cost-performance trade-off?
I believe there's no cost. I believe that this is for some reason, there's people that believe by having light rail it just makes us, I guess, a better city, and that it makes us look more, maybe more progressive, maybe that we're a big city, bigger than we are. And my position on light rail will be, we should not have light rail here until the density of population justifies it and that it will pay for itself, or even come remotely close to paying for itself. And we are not there.
We are not downtown New York.
We are not down.
I'm so glad we're not.
and that's why we all live here.
Yeah.
And this is just not the right project. We're not the right environment for this project.
So for those people that really enjoy light rail, they can take a high-speed bus over to Portland. They can ride it all day long if they want to.
They can. And they'll get there faster. They will. They'll get there faster.
Well, okay. Well, we're going to find out if that really is the case.
Will you please ask that question, because maybe life has changed for them at C-Tran, and maybe they're not going to continue to run those high-speed buses. But I bet you, Dave. In fact, we'll wager maybe a little drink of your coffee down at a coffee shop, and I don't drink coffee, so we'll figure out what we're going to drink together. But I think that they're still planning on running those fast buses.
Well, I'll let you know.
Hopefully
we'll
email
get
me
Jeff
one
here.
day. I want to know.
We'll videotape him. We'll ask him that question. We'll put it on the web and let people find out what he says.
You're the
firsthand.
man.
I'll just ask the question.
Okay. Sounds
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, David.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.